Dear students, in this lecture, we are going to prove Schwarz inequality theorem. We take it as a theorem. Schwarz inequality. Schwarz inequality. If x and y are any two vectors in Hilbert space, are any two vectors in a Hilbert space H, in a Hilbert space H, then modulus of this complex number, note that inner product is always a complex number. So modulus of this complex number is always less equal to norm x into norm y. Let us see proof of this inequality. Modulus of xy is always less equal to norm x into norm y. If y is equal to 0, then clearly we have mod xy is equal to 0, which equals to norm of x into norm of y. So we are done in this case. If y is not equal to 0, so let y be not equal to 0. Let y be not equal to 0. Consider the expression norm of norm y square x minus inner product of x phi y square. So we are considering norm of this vector. Which vector? Vector, let us say vector z, which equals to norm of y square x minus xy y square. So we are considering norm of, we are considering norm z square, where z is this vector. You carefully get this. We are taking z as this vector and we are considering norm z square. Okay. So let us simplify this. Recall the definition of norm in terms of inner product. So norm of z square is always equal to inner product of z with itself. In fact, this is how we define norm using inner product. So this is equal to inner product of norm y square x minus inner product of x xy with itself. So same vector, norm of z, norm of y square x minus xy. Simplify this. So remember two properties for inner product. Alpha x plus beta y z is always equal to alpha xz plus beta yz, and secondly x alpha y plus beta z always equals to alpha conjugate xy plus beta conjugate yz, sorry, I mean beta conjugate xz. So the whole proof makes use of these two properties. It is just a matter of calculation to prove this inequality, and the whole proof depends on these two properties. So remember these two properties of inner product. Here first I am separating this. So I am using this property first. So with this, in fact what I am using here in the step is this, simply x minus y, say u equals to inner product of xu minus yu. That's what I am using. So this is equal to norm of y square x with this vector, norm of y square x minus xy y minus this inner product of xyy minus the second vector as it is, that is norm of y square x minus inner product of xyy. So you carefully get this. It is just this property I am using here. Okay. So norm y square x, second vector as it is here, minus this xyy and this vector as it is. Now make use of these two properties to further simplify. So this is equal to norm y square, I can take it outside, norm y square x, norm y square x, I keep this second coordinate or second term in this inner product, as it is, minus, again I take this scalar. So I am treating inner product of x and y as scalar. It is simply a complex number. So that I am taking outside, this one. So minus inner product of x by y, and what is left is this y, norm of y square x minus x by y. Okay. So what I have done in this step, simply I have taken this outside as treating norm y square as scalar, and from this term I have taken inner product of x and y outside. It is simply a complex number and scalar that I have taken outside. Further simplify, you have to repeatedly use these properties. Now we are going to use the second property. So I will treat this is equal to norm of y square x, so I can put a square bracket here to simplify this. This is equal to norm y square. Now I'll take this outside, so its conjugate, it is non-negative real number, so its conjugate will be same. So norm of y square, inner product of x and x, inner product of x and x, this x and this x, minus conjugate of this scalar xy, conjugate of this scalar xy, and what is left? This x and this y. We are left with this x and y. So it is inner product of x and y. Let me continue this step over here. So next step in the simplification will be minus xy as it is, inner product of y and xy, not inner product of y and xy. I am treating this as a scalar, and its conjugate I will have to take. So it will be conjugate of xy, conjugate of inner product of xy and inner product of y, sorry, made a mistake here. So I should write this as it is, I am keeping. Okay, so first term I did forget to consider. So this first term, the conjugate of norm y square will be norm y square, because it is a non-negative real number. So it is norm y square, then inner product of y and x. So it is inner product of y and x, this y and this x. Okay. Now for the second term, this is conjugate. So conjugate of this scalar xy. So minus conjugate of xy, and what we are left with is this y and y. So inner product of y and y. The next step in simplification is this. So norm y square I keep as it is, norm y square as it is, in bracket again norm y square, and inner product of x with itself will be equal to norm x square minus, this is complex number, so z conjugate z. You know the property of complex numbers. Z conjugate z equals to modulus of z square. So this will be simplified to minus mod inner product of xy square. So this is first term, minus second term, simplification of this. So observe that xy and yx are conjugates of each other. So for this reason, this I could write as norm y square, and these are conjugates of each other. Hence, I will simplify it as z into z conjugate equals to mod z square. So mod of xy square minus plus, so plus, again these are conjugates of each other, inner product of xy and xy, and this is norm y square. Okay, so these are again conjugates of each other, and that I am simplifying again as mod xy square, inner product of xy square and norm y square. Thus, the overall expression is this. Now, observe that norm y square minus mod xy square. So, this term and this term gets cancelled. So, this term after multiplication, this and this will get cancelled. So, what we are left with is this norm y square. I keep as it is. This term we are left with norm y square into norm x square minus this term norm y square into mod xy square. In fact, let me rephrase this. Whatever I told is correct, but it is easy to observe that these two terms get cancelled. So, we are just left with this expression. That is simpler. So, minus mod of xy square. So, it is simpler to observe this. These two terms get cancelled and we are left with only with this term. Thus, what we proved? We begin with this. Thus, we proved that norm of norm y square x minus xy square is equal to norm of y square, norm of y square, norm of x square minus modulus of inner product of xy square and this term is now non-negative. You observe that norm of any vector is non-negative, so that's why this will also be non-negative. As this is non-negative, norm of y square x minus xy square is non-negative. Term on left hand side is non-negative. Term on right hand side will also be non-negative. So, what we will have is this norm of y square into norm of y square norm of x square minus modulus of inner product of xy square is non-negative. This implies that, recall that y is non-zero, that's why this cannot be 0, norm y square. So, we can cancel out it and what we are left with is this norm of y square into norm of x square minus modulus of xy square is greater equal to 0. So, we are simply left with what we can simplify is this mod of xy square is less equal to norm of x square into norm of y square, and by taking non-negative square root of both sides we obtain that modulus of inner product of xy is less equal to norm x into norm y. It's less equal to norm x into norm y. And this is what we wish to prove. This is called as Schwarz inequality. It is just a matter of calculations to prove this result. This is key step. We began with this and we simplified, we proved that this equals to this, we obtained this. Okay. Thank you.